You kiss your baby goodnight. You sing the same 3 songs in the same order. You rush through the morning goodbye because you're already late, promising yourself you'll make it up tonight. You are doing everything right. At least that is what you think. But what if some of the most normal, everyday things you do, things that feel completely harmless, are actually being stored, remembered, and quietly shaping how your baby expects the world to treat them? Researchers have known for decades that infants form memories long before they can talk. Developmental psychologist Carolyn Rovee-Collier showed that babies as young as 3 months old could remember an experience for weeks, and that the memory came flooding back the moment they were given the right cue. Memory in infancy is not a blank slate. It is quietly accumulating, whether we realize it or not. So today, we're going through 9 daily things that are silently shaping what your baby remembers about you, and most parents have no idea they are even doing them. Stay until number 3, because that one is the one almost every parent does and almost no one talks about. 9. Rushing through goodbyes because you are already late. You grab the diaper bag, kiss the top of their head, and you are out the door in under 10 seconds. It feels efficient. It does not feel harmful. Infant attachment researcher Mary Ainsworth's work established that babies build internal expectations about whether their caregiver is a reliable, responsive base they can return to. A rushed, unpredictable goodbye does not devastate a baby on its own. Repeated rushed, chaotic goodbyes, though, teach the nervous system something different than a calm one does. To your baby, separations are not just moments. They are data points, quietly building a pattern of what leaving and returning feel like. Try adding 15 unhurried seconds to your goodbye. A calm face and a clear, "I'll be back," matters more than the length of the exit. 8. Checking your phone during feeding time. You are not ignoring your baby. You are answering one work message while they eat, glancing down for maybe 30 seconds at a time. This mirrors what Edward Tronick discovered in his famous still face experiments. When a caregiver's face goes flat and unresponsive, even briefly, babies notice immediately and work hard to re-engage them before eventually giving up and showing distress. Feeding and eye contact are prime windows for this kind of responsive, face-to-face exchange. Your baby does not know you are being productive. Their brain only registers that the face they are watching has gone still. You do not need to be phone-free forever. Saving the scroll for after the feed protects one of your baby's most reliable windows of connection. 7. Using a flat or distracted tone, even when you are not upset. You answer your baby's babbling with a tired, monotone because you are exhausted, not because anything is wrong. Tronick's later research extended this idea by comparing chronically flattened caregiver affect, like the kind seen in maternal depression, to what happens during the still face procedure itself. A caregiver's tone carries as much information to a baby as their words carry to an adult. Your baby cannot read your intentions. Their brain reads your tone as the entire message. A few seconds of warmer inflection, even mid-exhaustion, is often enough to reset the exchange. Stay until number 3, because that one is the one almost every parent does and almost no one talks about. 6. Assuming your baby forgets stressful moments quickly because they cannot talk about them. A loud argument happens in the next room, or a tense car ride unfolds while your baby sits strapped in the back seat. You assume it rolls off them, since they cannot describe it later. Researchers studying infants exposed to a stressful social event found that babies as young as 4 months old showed a measurable stress response when re-exposed to a similar situation later, even without any reminder in between. Their bodies remembered the stress on a physiological level, well before language existed to name it. Memory in infancy does not require words to be real. Your baby's brain does not file away a stressful moment as an isolated event. It files it as a peep of information about what the world and the people in it tend to do. You cannot eliminate every tense moment, and you should not try. What matters is noticing when stress has happened nearby and following it with extra calm, predictable connection afterward. 5. Moving on after a tense moment without any kind of reconnection. You snap at your toddler over spilled juice, feel a flash of guilt, and then just get busy cleaning it up without saying anything else. Tronick's research on rupture and repair found something reassuring buried inside an otherwise sobering finding. Babies and caregivers are mismatched, out of sync, or disconnected far more often than most parents assume, even in healthy relationships. What separated securely attached babies from anxiously attached ones was not the absence of rupture. It was whether repair reliably followed it. Your baby does not need you to never get frustrated. Their nervous system needs the pattern of frustration followed by reconnection, so it learns that disconnection is temporary. A simple return, a softened voice, a moment of eye contact after the tension passes teaches your baby's body that safety comes back. 4. Changing up routines constantly with no consistent anchor. Bath time happens in a different order every night, depending on how the evening is going. Bedtime songs rotate. Meals happen wherever is convenient that day. Carolyn Rovee-Collier's memory research revealed something specific about how infants retrieve what they have learned. Their recall is highly dependent on context. In her experiments, babies who had learned to make a mobile move by kicking would fail to remember that skill if small details, like the color of the crib bumper, were changed during testing. Familiar cues are often what unlock a stored memory in the first place, not just the memory itself. Your baby is not being rigid or fussy when they resist a totally unfamiliar version of a normal routine. Their brain is genuinely struggling to locate the memory of "this is safe" without the expected cues attached to it. Keeping 2 or 3 small, unchanging anchors, the same first bath song, the same phrase before bed, gives your baby's memory something reliable to hold on to, even on chaotic days. 3. Chasing your baby's gaze when they look away. Your baby is mid-giggle during play, then suddenly turns their head away from you. Instinct says to lean in closer, make a funnier face, get that eye contact back. Researcher Tiffany Field's work identified gaze aversion in infants as a self-regulating behavior, not a rejection. When babies become over-aroused, even by something positive like an intense bout of play, they look away on purpose, and this small break actually lowers their heart rate. Later research on caregiver responsiveness found something counterintuitive. When a parent actively pursues a baby's gaze after it has been averted, that chase pattern tends to increase distress rather than resolve it, because it removes the exact tool the baby was using to calm down. Your baby is not pulling away from you. Their nervous system is simply asking for a pause before more connection. This is the one almost every parent does, because chasing a baby's attention feels loving in the moment. The fix is counterintuitive. When your baby looks away, let them. Follow their lead back into eye contact rather than pulling them into it. That brief pause is not disconnection. It is regulation, and your baby will return when they're ready. 2. Responding to your toddler's big feelings with "you're fine" or "it's not a big deal." Your toddler is sobbing over a broken cracker or a canceled trip to the park. It sounds absurd to you, so you reassure them quickly and move on. Psychiatrist Daniel Siegel's work on interpersonal neurobiology at UCLA describes how a child's ability to eventually regulate their own emotions depends heavily on first having those emotions named and acknowledged by someone else, a process often summarized as name it to tame it. When a big feeling is dismissed instead of acknowledged, the child does not simply calm down faster. They often escalate because the feeling itself has not been given anywhere to go. To your toddler, "you're fine" does not translate as reassurance. Their brain reads it as evidence that what they are feeling is wrong or invisible, which tends to intensify rather than resolve the distress. You do not have to agree that a broken cracker is a crisis to validate that it feels like one to your child right now. A short acknowledgement, "that felt really disappointing," before offering comfort or a solution, gives the feeling somewhere to land, and that is often what actually shortens the meltdown. 1. Not who you are on your best day, but who you are on your most tired, most stressed, most ordinary day. Every parent has a version of themselves they are proud of. Patient, present, warm. The truth is, that version does not show up every single time, and it does not need to. Mary Ainsworth's foundational research on attachment established the concept of the internal working model, the idea that babies build a mental blueprint of relationships based not on any single interaction, but on the overall repeated pattern of how their caregiver responds to them over time. A baby does not remember one rushed goodbye or one distracted feeding as a defining event. What their nervous system encodes, gradually and cumulatively, is the general answer to one question. When I am distressed, tired, overstimulated, or scared, does someone reliably come back for me? This is why every item on this list matters less as a single moment and more as a pattern. Your baby is not keeping score of individual failures. Their brain is building a working theory of relationships itself, based on your most repeated, most ordinary responses, the ones you don't think to perform because you assume no one is watching. Here is the reassuring part hidden inside that. Ainsworth's research also found that securely attached babies were not raised by parents who never got it wrong. They were raised by parents whose overall pattern was responsive enough, often enough, that the baby's working model settled on "this person comes back." One tense car ride, one distracted feed, one rushed goodbye does not undo that. It is the overall shape of your presence across hundreds of ordinary days that your baby is actually remembering, long before they have language to describe any of it. You do not need a perfect day. You need enough good, ordinary ones stacked up over time and repair whenever one of them goes sideways. None of these make you a bad parent. Every single one of them is fixable the moment you become aware of it. Babies do not need perfect parents. Research consistently shows they need good enough parents. Ones who miss the mark sometimes, but repair it, because that repair is where the real bonding happens. If this video made you think about even one thing differently, share it with another parent who needs to hear it. If you want to understand more about what is actually happening inside your baby's mind, subscribe, because we go deep on baby psychology every single week. See you in the next one.